Namaskar. This is Seshu Chira from Hamsika Academy. So once again I am back this Monday to explain you about how did the kingdoms fought for wealth. So today's topic what we are going to discuss is warfare for wealth. This is grade 7 New Kings and Kingdoms History second chapter. Let me quickly present my screen. So today's topic is warfare for wealth. So in the warfare for wealth, we have a case study here on the city of Kanauj. On the city of Kanauj, where in the Ganges Valley, three kingdoms have fought to gain control over that. They are Gurjara Pratiharas, Rashtrakutas, and Palas. These three dynasties fought to gain control over the Kanauj region. Because we have three groups or three parties fighting, the historians call this conflict as tripartite struggle. Called it as tripartite struggle. So this tripartite struggle is named after looking at the three parties which struggled to gain control over Kanauj. That's why it came to be known by the historians as tripartite struggle. Is it only this that there was a warfare to gain control over? No. We also have one more example for us. Let us see. Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni. From where did he come? He came from Afghanistan. He ruled over a period of 997 to 1030 AD, that is 33 years exactly he ruled over, and the region where he ruled over is Central Asia, Iran, and northwestern parts of our Indian subcontinent. So Sultan Mahmud of Ghazni basically belongs to Afghanistan region, and he controlled the region over Central Asia, Iran, and northwestern part of the continent. So in Afghanistan, his base, where he belonged to, is from Afghanistan. So let us see. He raided the subcontinent almost every year. Why did Sultan Mahmud raided our Indian subcontinent every year? Because his target was not the kingdom. His target was the temples. He wanted to come and destroy the temples and take the wealth from there. He want to come, attack, and take the wealth. So he looked at temples as wealth centers. He used to come every year, especially the Somnath temple. He used to come, attack, and take the wealth and go. So after taking wealth from India, he carried away all this wealth and built a splendid capital city for him called Ghazni. At the place Ghazni, he built a capital for him. Apart from this, he also was interested to find out more about the people whom he had conquered. He is taking wealth from our country. Apart from taking only the wealth, he also took interest to find out how the people are feeling. He want to know how the people are feeling. So let us see what did he do. So he entrusted a scholar named Al-Biruni to write an account on the subcontinent about the people. What are their interests? Everything has to be recorded. So he brought one scholar and asked him to record everything. So the works are Arabic work known as Kitab ul Hind, which remains as an important source for historians, and he consulted Sanskrit scholars also to prepare this account. So Mahmud of Ghazni, he belonged to Afghanistan. He ruled from 997 AD to 1030 AD, and he extended control over parts of Central Asia, Iran, and northwestern part of the subcontinent. He raided the subcontinent almost every year. Why? Because he knows that there is a lot of wealth in the temples. He especially focused on Somnath Temple in Gujarat. He was fascinated by the wealth. So every year he used to come, raid the temples, carry the wealth. What is he doing with this wealth? He is trying to build a capital city, a splendid capital city. After raiding over a period of years, he built a nice capital city for him called Ghazni. And he was also interested not only in wealth, but also to know about people. So he entrusted few scholars to find out and write about the Indians. One such is Al-Biruni. So these all are written in Arabic and Sanskrit. Now we have in the Arabic version, that is Kitab-ul-Hind, which remains as an important source, as a base to know about the Indians for historians. And he also asked the Sanskrit scholars. Now, not only the foreigners who came to India attacked the temples, but they also attacked the kingdoms. That is the last point. Other kings who were engaged in the warfare included the Chahmanas. Let us look at them. Other kings who engaged in warfare. The other kings who engaged in warfare are Chahmanas, who later came to be known as Chauhans. Chahmanas was the original name. Later, it got modified into Chauhans, who ruled over the region in Delhi and Ajmer. So they used to control the regions near Delhi and Ajmer. So the Chauhans or the Chahmanas basically belong to North India. In North India, they control the regions of Delhi and Ajmer. Okay, then they want to expand their control to the west and the east. From Delhi, if you look at the east, you will cover the Indian state Uttar Pradesh, and to the west, you will go towards Gujarat, Rajasthan, all these states. So like this, they want to expand to the east and to the west. So on the west, they have to oppose Chalukyas of Gujarat, because they are controlling the Gujarat region. And on the east, they have to attack the Gandwalas of western Uttar Pradesh. So the Chahmanas also waged wars for getting control over the kingdom. They initially used to control Delhi and Ajmer region. Now they want to expand towards east and west. In the east, they have to face the Gandwalas of western Uttar Pradesh, and on the west, they have to face Chalukyas of Gujarat. Now you may get a confusion, children. Western Uttar Pradesh, how can it be on the east? See, when you are looking at from Delhi towards UP, it will become east. From UP side, the western part is Delhi. That's why he told western Uttar Pradesh. I hope this point will help you to understand. Then what the third aspect is, the best known Chahmana ruler or the Chauhans ruler, Prithviraj III, was defeated by an Afghan ruler named Sultan Mahmud Ghori. We studied about Sultan Ghazni in the first part. Now we are studying about Mahmud of Ghori, his own relative, who came in 1191, was defeated in the hands of Indian king, Chahmana ruler, Prithviraj Chauhan. But sadly, in very next year, in 1192, Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated in the hands of Mahmud of Ghori or Muhammad Ghori. So, like this, we have many examples where there was warfare for wealth. Tripartite struggle, Mahmud of Ghazni he came to attack Somnath temple. Then he built his own city by attacking all the Indian temples on every year, gathered the wealth and built a capital city for him. He also wrote about people's interests. So then we have the third case study, that is Chahmanaz. So these three are the case studies for warfare for wealth. Hope you people understand this one and you like the video. Please like, comment and share to your friends so that it will be helpful for them also to understand the concept clearly. Thank you very much for all those who are subscribing to my channel. I am getting daily new subscribers. Thank you very much. If you did not consider subscription, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.